Happy 7/7. I am checking in today because I think there's a beautiful energy of lushness and vibrancy and vitality today. We see it especially on this side of the equator. This is the time of year where everything is really blooming. And I always thought of that as a kid, like 4th of July, really feeling like we're in this peak of the year, where so much is coming to fruition. And I wanted to drop us into a little meditation tonight to really receive something. As we're this month, 7 is such a special number. I feel like for this year, I know I've really noticed that for my own life. It's a deeply spiritual number. There is typically 7 levels of development, 7 stages of evolution, 7 energy centers, and in a lot of spiritual practices, there are 7 years. And every 7 years, we have a total change in consciousness and redevelopment of our physical and energetic systems. So I feel like we're in this 7-month, 7/7, and we're coming to the halfway point of the year. And I really feel like tonight is a beautiful night to just check in with where you've been in the first half of the year and receive a gift as you go into the second half of the year, and just really connect with your own vitality, your own ripening, something that has really bloomed for you so far. Because at this point of the year, we kind of know, if we take the time, we kind of do know like what this year has been about for us so far. And, in terms of where I've been, because I haven't been around too much on here, I'm starting in January, I started to really get clear on what this year's been about for me. And I've had some storms happening. I've had the last couple months have really felt this calling to just go inward. I'm going through a really big experience. And I think this year, a lot of what a year that involves the Wheel of Fortune, that involves the Magician, that involves starting a new cycle. This is like a 1 year. And also in the Akashic Records, we thought of it as, we were calling it the year of the open door. And so there was a lot, and of course the Chinese year of the horse, right? And so there was this feeling of this big charging through, like, new opportunity, new cycle. And of course there is so much of that, but I think this has also been a year of the unexpected, and of having, when we open a door, it's not just about walking through, right? It's like, we don't quite know yet what's going to be on the other side. We might have an idea, but we don't quite know yet until we're there. And it also means we're opening the door to finally receiving or confronting, facing, realizing all the things that have been closed, the door has been closed to. And so there's a lot of like excitement and prosperity and new beginnings to that, but there's also like the unexpected, right? And what I've really noticed for this first half of the year, and even like with the energy of the horse, there's a sensitivity, there's a having to really adjust to really have what you need to have your nervous system and your environment really support what comes next. And so I think another big element of this year has been about getting honest. And this time a year ago, I visited Asheville, where I am right now. And the thing that really struck me and felt like, I was trying to figure out where I was going to go. It had been a really intense couple years for me. There had been a lot of traveling, a lot of work. I was helping clear out and sell my family home. I was finishing my book. There was not a lot of like space for my own process. I was running my business, and I was just feeling pretty burnt out. And at the time I didn't realize all the stuff that was going on with my health that I'm now, in process with. And what I really felt when I visited here was how honest this land gets you. Like, there's something about the pace here and the mountains and the people, and there's just a frequency where you can't go faster than what is actually true. And I knew that. And so it's like I opened the door to moving here and to starting a life here. And I opened the door to everything that would come into my life from moving here. But you know, we set intentions or we sense things. We don't always quite know what that's going to mean. But certainly this has been a place that has mentored me. This land and the experiences I'm having here have certainly mentored me with getting honest in the places that I've been overriding or hoping wouldn't have to unravel anymore. And so I've really been in this big journey with my health and with what my body has been holding through this process and through just a lot of stress and work for a lot of years. And yeah, part of that has been very unexpected. So we're going to talk a little bit. So this is kind of like this first half of the year has been like we've been having to get honest. We've been having to adjust. I think the spring for a lot of us was just, you know, beginning to crack open and welcome what this year is actually about. And then around May, I call May this year like the mystery school. And I just feel like a lot of people I worked with, and definitely in my own experience, which is kind of, I've been very contained, especially online, since May, because I've been in a very deep mystery school. And so I feel like a lot of people came into the spring and could feel the expansiveness and the possibility, and then had something very mysterious happen with their life, whether it was like something unexpected, something shocking, something going differently than they thought it would. There was this feeling in May of there's just always so many little animals when I'm out here, sometimes some bears. So if you see me looking around, I'm looking around at all of that. Yeah, May felt like the mystery school of letting yourself embrace I don't know, and feeling trust in the I don't know. And for me, yeah, May was a big mystery school, and I've been in a process since May. I thought May was a completion, and May was another open door. I thought May was I was walking through an open door and into a completion, and May was an open door, and then I went through it, and then there was another open door. And so I've been in a process that I'm sure I will be sharing more about. But what I have found is that this is a process that's been asking me to stay really contained, because part of what I'm working through energetically, physically, karmically is like way too much output, not enough containing. My body has actually been, you know, that was part of what was going on. There's not been enough containment in my body, and it created a lot of anemia. And so I've been on this journey that is requiring me to get honest about that, and also to learn containment in a different way. And so I think we live in a time, and I do love to teach using life and share in real time, but I think there's also times where we have to like contain. And so I'm through multiple this experience I'm going through with my health, and things that ended up happening that were very unexpected, but actually now that I've had some time to be with it, it's like, of course this makes sense, and this is the right way to be starting a new cycle. Has required some containment and like really limiting my output. And the proof's in the pudding. Like, I am really having some miraculous healings with my health. There's still some things to do. There's still another portal to go through that I want to stay contained for, and then I think I'll share more about this. But yeah, like May was the mystery school for many of us, and then I saw June as like this bridge. And so we went into June, we went from May, where it's like I don't know, into June, and June created new connections. So for some of us, those were like new social connections. For some of us, we were bridging the gap in places we haven't known how to lean forward or invite open the door to go through, or open the door and let something come in. And I also think like we started to realize what we need for the next half of the year. And so I sort of thought of it too as May being like, I don't know, and June being, if I can have that. It's like that halfway point of like, okay, like now this half of the year gave me some really rich material of experiences and lessons. I'm calling them blessings and lessons. And also the next half of the year, we've got to get filled up. So now we're here in July, and the July energy for me so far feels like it's going to be like the first big completion before we go into the next half of the year. And there's a lot to receive here. So June was a time, and if you didn't already, you can start to do this now. Like June was an opportunity to start to really get in touch with like what we want, what we need, what we already have. And July is like this blossoming open, this ripening, this like, yes, that's ready for you. Come take that. Come have it. Bring it with you to the other half of the year. So that's what I'm really feeling for the year so far. It's an open door. We've already walked through some doors, and we've had some things walk through an open door to us. And it's just a year of making a lot of connections, and also being willing to not know, being willing to be honest. I feel like honesty is such a valuable currency right now, maybe more than ever, because there's so many ways there's so many ways to bend truth at the moment, just even visually. And so this is a year to get honest. So I feel very grateful that I felt this call a year ago of like, I need to move here. This is a land that gets you honest. And I didn't even know what that meant, because it's not like I'm trying to lie, but there were some things I wasn't in honesty with my body, and there was messages I was getting that I was translating off. And I want to just say that sometimes we're getting messages, and I'm seeing this with my groups and stuff. So sometimes we're getting messages and we're translating them from a reference point of a pattern we're still working out. So we can be like shocked when when finally like we're getting into honesty because we thought we were being honest. All that to say, that's kind of the download I'm feeling for this year. So if you haven't done this yet, this is a great time of year to just drop in, relax, and we'll do that now as we start this meditation. To just drop in and relax and really feel what the year has been about for you so far, and then begin to really build the bridge into the second half of the year. And if that's something you'd want to do in a private session, I have availability for like the next 2 weeks, and then I'm probably not going to be available for new clients again for a little bit. So that might be an opportunity if you want to take this halfway point and work with me and the Akasha, and really, flesh out the story and bring some new pathways in. So let's just take a couple breaths here, breathing in some space and some possibility. And just calling back all your energy from anywhere else it has been. Letting yourself drop into your heart. And as we drop in here, you're going to see the first thing we're here to receive in this meditation together. So you're going to see this like little teacup, and it represents your experience of relationships so far this year. Letting yourself notice the color, noticing what's in the teacup. And when you're ready, seeing what has steeped, what has been steeping, what has this year been creating. There's a specific medicine about relationships that the first half of this year has been cultivating in the way you've been relating to others, in the way others have been relating to you, in the way you've let yourself, who you've let yourself be for others. How you've let yourself rise to the occasion. The ways in which you're very proud of who you've been in relationships this year. Every time you've really chosen to step forward, and what I'm really feeling here is like really have the confidence to be honestly who you are in relationship. That has been cultivating a medicine that you are now meant to receive right now. And so with the next few breaths, just letting yourself imagine or feel the way you are drinking this little teacup that represents all you are here to receive tonight on 7/7, from the work you have done, from the way you have offered yourself to this year with relationship. Breathe that in. Exhaling out, letting that come into your heart. Letting that nourish you. Letting yourself feel the way life is reciprocal, the way you are so deeply in a ever-evolving, fluid relationship with life and with your reality. And this is a beautiful moment to let yourself receive, to come into balance with all the ways you have offered yourself and taken a stand. Letting that ultimate relationship with life now be the main focus here, and let yourself receive that. Now seeing the next little cup coming towards you. And this is your, this is kind of like your tonic, your tincture that's been created around your creativity this year with your work, with your prosperity, with your career. There's ways life has asked you to get creative and resourceful. Maybe to be able to enjoy the career you're in right now, to create a new opportunity for yourself. But there's this like real connection between creativity and career. And this is a moment for you to be hydrated, for you to actually drink in the creative energy you cultivated for the first half of this year, so that you feel hydrated, that you can receive how creative you've been, and you can be ready for what the next half of this year is requiring. I'm just feeling whoever's meant to watch this, like this is a very creative year for you professionally, and it's requiring just requiring the next level of creativity of your spirit. And so we don't want to come into the next half of the year burnt out. And so I want you to just feel the way you're drinking the creativity, letting yourself really feel like you're receiving and you're being hydrated and you're being nourished by the creativity that you offered into the world this year, into your life, into your colleagues, into your opportunities, into the projects. Let yourself see the color, notice the glass, and then toast and cheers yourself for the beautiful work you've done this year. Taking a few breaths here, bringing that in. Exhaling out, letting that come to the third eye. And letting this energy move down through the spine and through the whole like muscular skeletal part of the body now. Just like feeling the way your vision and like your structure, your integrity are all connected. You are creating from purpose, from integrity, and from deeper sight this year. And that's what is bringing your creativity to the next level. And you've offered a lot. You've offered more than you realize. And to not burn out the second half of the year, you need to let yourself receive that now. And so maybe even just noticing all the people and places that have benefited from your creativity this year. Just imagining, feeling the way they're all around you, letting yourself receive their gratitude. And now connecting with the earth. In this high energy, like this vitality moment with the earth where the weather patterns are intense and it's just like a really expressive moment. I'm just looking at all the flowers. There's like some storm clouds rolling in. I want you to just picture, or you can put your hands anywhere and picture you're touching earth. Because we are in a deep agreement with the planet. We are a very specific generation of humans that are at a real crossroads with the planet, a real choice point in many ways. We really are like anything we're working on, even if it doesn't feel like it's environmentally involved, like it is. Like we are so connected. And so just making a commitment to connect with the second half of this year, to really connect with nature, really connect with earth, to really listen. You may understand what I'm saying and it may not totally make sense, and that's okay too. We're in a moment where each one of us has to cultivate our ability to receive from earth, receive our purpose, receive, what it is we're here to share. The earth has a plan. Last year was the year of the earth, and the message in 2025 was, it's time for us to know that like earth has a plan for us. It's not just about our plan for the earth. And so I just feel us in that energy right now, just letting yourself receive, making a commitment to be with earth, to be with nature, to remember our wildness, to remember we come from the earth. This is very, very important for the second half of the year. And so just opening your hands, and with the next few breaths, just taking in the frequency of earth. Just take it in. Exhaling out, letting that move down through the lower half of the body, relaxing the legs, the pelvis, the belly, and the feet. And just feeling your feet open, relaxing and grounding with earth. Letting yourself feel one thing you're really proud of, one thing you really can celebrate about yourself and how you've moved through the first half of this year. Just letting it come to you naturally. The next breath in, breathing that in, exhaling out, bringing that to the heart. And I'm just going to ask if there's anything we should know, anything else. And I'm just really feeling for the next half of the year, like the most important thing we were meant to connect with today, and it was what really inspired me to do this video, is just like how alive nature feels right now. Like she is in the peak of her aliveness. And there's just this real message to be with Earth in the next half of this year, be with our unique connection to Earth. Yeah, there's more to that, and will continue in the next half of the year, but there's just a real invitation to like make sure you're taking time to be with nature and with what's real. This is what's real. This is what's real. So just making time to really ground and be in nature and be in that reality of Earth and the beauty and the brilliance and the chaos. And so we're just knowing whatever you needed to clear and release, exhaling out, letting that go. And as you breathe in here, we breathe in this 7 energy, just feeling the truth of the vitality of being alive, of the intensity of being alive. Life is intense, it's okay. This is a month to really embrace that. The vitality, the heat, the rain, the flowers, what life is calling, what your desires are at, what's really there, what's honestly there. And not being afraid if it feels intense. This is an intense planet. And being here now, right now, is intense. And this is a moment to just embrace that and do what you need so that you can handle what is intense. That was part of what I was talking about. I'm going through a pretty intense process. And so I've needed to create a very gentle, loving space for me to walk the intensity. And that's what has made it totally sustainable and ultimately will become a blessing in my life. And so I just feel that for you too, letting yourself hold that vision of embracing the intensity, embracing what comes next, opening to the second half of this year, sending gratitude to the guides and guardians, to nature. And just letting yourself feel that. Feel how alive you are. Feel all the life. Feel the way you're participating, and we know the work will continue. And for now, we're breathing back into existence. The door between worlds, the records are closed. This meditation is complete. Just taking a nice big exhale. Just let anything else go that's not coming with you past 7-7. Letting yourself breathe in and just feel your body, feel your trust, Feel the way the energy, you've given so much to this year, and feel the way the year wanted to pour into you. You've given so much to your relationships. You've offered so much creativity. You have this deep connection with this planet and this timeline, and like feel the way life wanted to pour back in. All right, so that's it for now. Beautiful to be here with you. And yeah, I have some more to share this week, so looking forward to it. Have a good night.